Hi everyone, hope you're doing amazing today. We're doing really well, thank you. My name is Carolina Fonseca Jimenez. I focus on doing children's books that promote love, unity, and peace. And as you know, we interpret dreams. The reason that we do that is because we know that when we are interpreting our dreams, we're connecting with our subconscious, but when we share them, we're connecting with one another on a more profound level. So I am going to do this a little bit differently today because last week, guys, we had a conference with Mindalia TV. They have an English and a Spanish one, and it was really awesome because we were talking about the significance of lucid dreaming, how to have lucid dreaming, the whole bit. It was really awesome. We had a really good time and we answered a lot of questions, but there were quite a few that we weren't able to get to. Some of these people have sent in their comments and questions in English, some have sent them in Spanish. So we're going to take this opportunity to answer these questions, and of course there's always dream interpretation along the way. So let's get started. Okay, we will start off with Jonathan. Jonathan tells us, I have a lot of lucid dreams. In fact, once I had my first one, I kept having more and more lucid dreams. For example, one of the dreams I've had recently, I am on a boat that is a sunken ship in the ocean. Cool. Okay. The first time I had this dream, I am simply trying to find a way out. The next time I had this dream, I am trying to find different doors to open. I am able to open a lot of doors, but for some reason, there are quite a few that I cannot open. Why can't I open these doors? What does this mean? Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay. First of all, before we even think about interpreting the dream, I just want to say, whenever you have dreams that are kind of out of this world, it's something to applaud because it shows some creativity in that. And what I mean by this, Jonathan, is like you're literally in a sunken ship and you're exploring this sunken ship. Whether you can breathe down there or not, your body, your mind doesn't care, nothing cares. You're like down there exploring. I think that's amazing, just bottom line, okay? But I'd like to know what you were feeling during the dream because as you know, the thing that you're feeling, your emotions, that is what's going to guide us in the interpretation of any dream. Because as you know, I may have a different culture than you, I have a different experience than you, etc. But something that we all have in common are our emotions and our feelings. I know what happiness feels like, I know what sadness feels like, I know what anger feels like, right? So that is one way that we can really connect and help understand the meaning of your dream. But for now, we will interpret simply the images that you've given us, okay? All right, Jonathan, so you tell us that you're in this sunken ship and that you were exploring. The first time you were there, you were simply trying to find a way out, right? Okay, so guys, remember when we're talking about like the house, right? And we say that the house is a representation of the dreamer. This is very similar, but it's even deeper, literally, because it's more of at a subconscious level. The reason this dream is more of a reflection of Jonathan's subconscious is because he is completely underwater, submerged in the ocean. And as you know, when we're dreaming about a body of water, of ocean, of water, that is a reflection of our emotions and of what's going on at our deeper subconscious. So you, Jonathan, are literally down there exploring the sunken ship in your subconscious, and you're just exploring, trying to find a way out, right? So the first thing is interesting because the first time you have this dream, you're simply trying to find a way out, and that's totally normal. That simply lets us know that you've made a connection with your subconscious, and at first maybe you don't know how to react. So we want to reflect it outward. What is it that goes on in your daily life that when you finally are like, I get what it is, I get what the problem is, sometimes instead of staying there and trying to figure it out, you flee, right? And that's normal. A lot of us do that. But the dream simply is letting us know that right now that is the state of mind that you're in, right? If you're in the unknown, if something is different to you, right now the easiest thing to do is to flee. But you go back to the dream, right? So that's just a portion of it. Later, you go back to this dream and then you start exploring. So this is you getting more comfortable with yourself, getting more comfortable with your subconscious. And what's really cool here is that you're exploring different rooms. So this boat, this sunken ship, is symbolic of yourself, of the dreamer. And as you explore different rooms in this ship, those are different aspects of your subconscious, right? The cool thing here is that you say you're able to open many doors and you're able to explore your subconscious. So I would reflect that out. I would say, what is it that I'm going through right now where I'm exploring, where I'm learning, where I am allowing myself to just learn, right? To absorb all of this information. And it may be something that you're going through on a spiritual practice, educational, whatever it may be, but that's what your dream is reflecting, okay? Now, you say that some of the doors won't open and that you can't get past them, right? So this simply is letting us know, and again, we're interpreting this without your emotions, so that makes it a little bit difficult, but we will go with the symbolism of it. But if you're in the sunken ship and you're not able to go to all of these rooms and you're not able to explore through all of these doors, this simply lets us know that even though you are connected with your subconscious on that deep level and you are learning more about yourself and you're exploring different avenues about yourself, that's all great, that's all good. But at some point there is a limit, right? They're saying, here's the stop sign basically, because you can't open some of those doors, and that simply is letting us know that we don't have to have all the information at one time. I know sometimes we want to know everything right here, right now. We're like, no, I want to see the whole ship, I want to explore all the rooms, I want to go everywhere. But the dream is letting you know, no, you don't have to do that. Right now you're going to learn up to here, and that's fine. Explore what you can, and whenever there is simply a door that won't open, it's just because it isn't time for it to open. It doesn't mean it won't open, it just means right now it isn't time. And really, we can be certain that that's what that part of it means, only because you tell us that when you first had this dream, you got into this submerged ship, and that the first thing you wanted to do was simply escape, right? But then the next time you went back and you started exploring, you started moving about, right? So there we know that even though the first time maybe you were a little fearful, I don't know, you went away, this next time you're like, no, we're going to explore more. So it's letting us know that you're persistent, you're very persistent right now, and that's actually a very good thing, right? So I would reflect this outward, I would reflect it outward and ask myself, what is it that I'm going through right now where I'm like, I want all of this information and I want it now, and where is it that I'm getting possibly frustrated with this, right? The dream is simply letting you know it's okay not to have all of the information at one time, but explore, keep on exploring, and it seems like you're doing that. At least your dream is letting us know that. But Jonathan, I am interested to know how you were feeling during the dream. Please send us how you were feeling, because then we can be more specific about what this dream really meant, okay? Thank you for sending your dream, Jonathan. All right, let's go to the next one. Cassie tells us, I have a dream journal and I have about 99% of my dreams are lucid. Wow. She says, I've even had some dreams that foretell the future. Ooh, and I've had dreams of people that have passed away. Oh, well, Ceci, I think that that's amazing, right? This is more of a comment. It's not a question, but Ceci, hope you're doing amazing. I think it's great though, because you're bringing up a really good point, and that's what we've talked about in our other videos, that in the dream world, you can access everything, right? Like we've talked about before, you can access your past, you can access your present, you can access the future, and we've talked about the various dimensions above and the various dimensions below, and those dimensions are what allow us to connect with those people that maybe have passed away, whatever, right? And I know to some of you it may sound a little bit strange, but you know, talk to a person who's had a dream like that, and then you know, it's just totally different. When you have a dream of somebody that that has passed away, and you feel all of these emotions when they're there, it's like you just have a different appreciation for those kinds of dreams. You have a different appreciation for your subconscious. So I hope that you're able to experience one of those, because it sounds like, Sissy, it sounds like you're able to do that on a regular basis. So that lets us know that you are very connected with yourself. You are very connected with that subconscious part of you. So I welcome you to celebrate it. Congratulations, Sissy. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I will note that she has a dream journal. So dream journals work. Keep it going. Gabriella tells us that she dreams, she has a lot of dreams with kids, but I don't know what it means. Okay, I did respond to Gabriella, and I was like, Gabriella, how are you? I'm like, now what are you feeling during these dreams? And she put, I just observe them and sometimes I help them. Okay, I wonder what you were feeling though, because I know sometimes when we're dreaming, sometimes we can say, oh, I wasn't feeling anything, right? I wasn't feeling anything. We're always feeling something. It can even be some kind of indifference, right? But there's always something that we can describe our feeling as, right? So Gabriella, I don't know if you have children, I'm not sure, but we will go just along with the images that you've provided us to interpret that part of the dream. So if you are dreaming about simply observing children and that sometimes you help them, that lets me know that there's something there to be learned, right? Whenever we're observing something, we're observing it because we either are curious, we have something to learn from it, or we're just like intrigued, right? So whenever that does happen, that would be my question. I would ask you that, what is it about children that interests you? Are you passionate about helping children in your waking life, right? I would reflect it outward. What is it that I really feel about children? Because the way that you feel about children is going to help you interpret this dream. Maybe there's some work that you can do there. A lot of the time when we do dream about children, it's really taking us back to our childhood, right? And to remember those moments as a child. So what was your childhood like, right? What can you learn from your childhood self? Because as you know, guys, whenever we're younger, whenever we're children, we have all these dreams, these aspirations, all these amazing things that when we get older, sometimes that little spark starts to dwindle. The spark is always there, but it just dwindles a little bit simply because of all of these external factors that we've allowed to kind of, shut that off. So I would ask you, Gabriella, what do you remember about your childhood self? What are those really important memories that kind of connect with you? Because there's something to be learned there. Whenever we're dreaming about children, it's always good to reflect on our childhood during the age of the children that you see. And also, some people believe that when you dream about children and if they speak to you, whatever they say to you will always be true. That's one of those things that one of those messages that's passed down, right? So it may not be applicable to you, but for me and my family, that's something that we personally believe. So that's why I always talk about also talking about your dreams with your relatives, with your family, because your individual dream language, that is yours, right? But because you're part of your family, because you're part of your culture, a lot of these things continue, right? Just like the English language, right? With the English language, there's also a culture. Same thing with the Spanish language, there's also a culture. We, in Mexico, there's like a saying. We always have a saying, right? Everybody's like, oh, it's just a saying in Mexico, or it's a saying from Puerto Rico, whatever. But those sayings, same kind of thing with your dreams, right? Like for us, when we dream about children, in my family, like I said, we always believe what they tell us because we believe that what a child says during a dream will always be true. So those kinds of things, that's why it's important to share your dreams so you can see what are those sayings that your family also carries in their dream world. So, okay, thank you for sending that, Gabriela. That was great. Let's see, who else? Okay, we did Jonathan, we did Ceci. Oh, okay, Sweet Poison says, I hope you have a second talk. This was a very interesting conversation. Okay. Well, that's a comment. Thank you, Sweet Poison. That's so sweet of you. All right. Laura says, thank you, Mindalia TV. All of your conferences are very educational. Thank you, Laura. I'm hoping to do another one, so I'll talk to you soon. Okay, the last one that we didn't get to last time, Lupita. What a sweet name, Lupita. Okay, Lupita, you tell us that you have a lot of different dreams, but for some reason, you always wake up at 4:30 or 5. Then you go back to sleep, but for some reason, when you wake up at 4:30 or 5, you know that it's because there is a message you're going to receive in your dream. Okay. All right. Okay, Lupita, so right, whenever you wake up at a particular time, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the morning, and it's like that time, the same time over and over again. Some people do numerology, right? And they interpret what various numbers mean. For me personally, I have a different interpretation of some of those numbers too for myself, okay? Only because as I've grown up, during the time I was doing my interpretations for my dreams and learning my dream language, I've also had dreams about numbers. And these numbers to me have a meaning for me. So the number 5 here, for me, is for me, the number 5 means family, right? And the reason that the number 5 for me means family is because in my family, I'm the middle child and there's 5 kids in total, right? So for me, the number 5 has always been associated with family and the relationships within our family unit, right? But for you, it may not mean that. And for those of you that do numerology, I'd be interested. Has numerology helped you? And how do you feel about that? Put that in the comments below, because I personally have done my own dream interpretations and also my own number interpretations, because to me, some of those numbers have a very, very strong meaning, and they're not always the same as what numerology tells us. So I'd be interested to know how you've dealt with that and how maybe you use it or don't use it, right? So let me know. But for sure, Lupita, whenever you have a dream or whatever, and you're waking up at a particular time, and you say here actually that you know that whenever you're waking up at this time, you know that you're going to go back to sleep and you're going to receive a message in your dream. So really, if I were you, Lupita, I honestly would take that as the message, that every time that I wake up at 5, I know that I am going to get some information right when I go back to sleep. So that within itself is already the message, right? And then even to take it further, once you wake up from that dream, what was the message? Start writing this down, because if it's happening at 5 every single day, there's some information there that can be applied every single day. 5 in the morning yesterday, this is what happened. 5 in the morning today, this is what happened, right? Start putting it all together. Because guys, something that's interesting too is that sometimes you'll have a dream and the dream won't give you everything. The dream will give you bits and pieces. And then once you put that together, it's like your daily lives, right? You start putting these dreams together in this little strand of information. And then for the month, you see what's been going on. For the year, you'll see what's been going on. And it kind of takes us back to Jonathan's dream, where he went in that submerged ship and he was like not able to access everything. It's like one bit at a time, right? Right? So Lupita, I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to just be certain that when you wake up at the time, you know you're going to go back to sleep and receive information. So once you do that, write down what it was and start comparing it. What is all this information telling me? Because I'm getting it all the time at the same 5 a.m. time frame, right? So I would think to do that. I think that'd be really cool. Let me know how that goes, okay? That'd be cool. All right. I think that's it, guys. I think we replied to everybody else. So, okay, this video is longer than I expected. The Spanish one was too, but it's all good, guys. So, okay, that answers all of our comments and all of our questions for the Mindalia conference. I'll be doing another one, but I think the next one will be in English. So I'll keep you all posted on that one, because whenever we do these conferences, these are worldwide, so you're able to comment and do whatever you want live. And if we get to them quick enough, then we can answer them. But if we don't, I will always do a video separate to make sure that I get to answer your question. But guys, this week, let's continue to work on that. Let's continue to understand what our dreams are telling us. Continue to write in your dream journal. If you have any questions along the way on particular dream symbols for you, or even interpreting how you're feeling, sometimes I take it for granted that I just know what I'm feeling all the time, and even in the dreams, right? But sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what we're feeling, right? And sometimes it just takes us talking about it to really get to the bottom of how it is that we're really feeling. So if you're having trouble with that, please let me know, and I'll do my best to help you with that, okay? But let's keep on exploring our dream world. I send you love, unity, and peace, and we will be in contact, guys. Bye. Have a great day.